Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, out there laboring and doing this work in truth and sincerity, and striving more and more in the faith as we near the end of Esau's rulership and Esau's kingdom. And as you can see, the title on the screen, it says, "Close them down. Trump threatens to shut down social media platforms." And, I thought this was pretty much significant, because by them shutting down social media platforms, that includes YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc., which is part of the medium of, us, bringing out this word and, pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, so let me go ahead and get a little bit into the article. It says, President Trump threatened action against social media companies one day after Twitter, for the first time, fact-checked one of his tweets on mail-in voting. Okay. Says, key facts. Republicans feel that social media platforms totally silence conservatives' voices. The president tweeted Wednesday without providing evidence, adding that the companies should either be strongly regulated or shut down. On Tuesday, Twitter hit Trump with the fact check for the first time ever for tweets the president wrote claiming mail-in ballots are wrought with fraud. Get the facts about mail-in ballots. The note below Trump's tweet said. Hours later, the president responded by accusing the company of interfering in the 2020 election, stifling free speech, and using fact-checking by fake news, CNN, and the Amazon Washington Post. Okay, I mean, how the hell would they interfere with, this year's 2020 election? But, president, a lot of times he says a lot of shit that don't make sense anyway. Says Republicans have long rallied behind the idea that social media platforms stifle conservative free speech online. Though experts say there's no evidence bearing out the idea, Silicon Valley is working behind the scenes to deliberately limit the reach of conservatives. Okay. I mean, it says, on the flip side, social media platforms have also faced backlash for their hands-off approach of combating misinformation. Twitter's dramatic pivot on Tuesday to fact-check the president comes years after slowly tightening its policies on misleading information online. So here was his tweet here. Republicans feel that social media platforms totally silence conservative voices. We will strongly regulate or close them down before we can ever allow this to happen. We saw what they attempted to do and failed in 2016. We can't let a more sophisticated version of that, which, it's that's a bunch of bullshit, because it was it was supposedly Russia that interfered with the 2016 election or what have you, but we know that it was set up by the elites and what have you. Because these devils always got to have a guise or some type of, distraction or something set up for when they want to do something major, like, this coronavirus and them shutting down, the economy and, them still going forward with World War III and whatnot before they finally do what it is exactly that they're actually aiming to do. Okay? It's always some type of, distraction or whatnot. It says, last year, Twitter announced it would ban all political ads from its platform. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey said then he believed that the spread of political messages should be earned, not bought. But the platform has struggled to come to terms with whether it should police misleading tweets from world leaders. Last year, Twitter responded to a request from Senator Kamala Harris uh, to suspend Trump's account for violating the platform's guidelines by maintaining world leaders don't always have to follow its rules. In recent months, Twitter has ramped up its fact-checking operation in response to the coronavirus pandemic, but only after repeated calls to do so, flagging tweets that contain conspiracy claims behind the virus, like blaming billionaire Bill Gates and 5G technology. See, now that's more of the information that they really want to cover up, as far as the information like that going out over the internet. That's the type of information they want to silence. That's the type of information they want to hide. Okay? But you got, I mean, these devils mainly got, their own people, basically reporting on it, bringing out the facts behind, what's really going on. Like Bill Gates for years having this agenda of there being a virus that's going to kill off millions to even billions of people, and them setting up this 5G technology and so forth, But as long as they don't have this information out there, they can play up to the narrative that they want the people to believe. Because Esau is a devil, and the word devil means deceiver. Okay? So part of Esau's, blessing is being able to deal in deception. All right? So bear with me for a moment. All right, so this is Amos 8:11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." All right, because one, you still got states that's pushing this whole social distancing. They're enforcing that people can't be gathered for 5 or 10 or more people at a time. So that's a way that they can use to get the men of the Lord off the streets, as well as, them shutting this internet down or shutting down these social media sites, which can cause that famine of the word, or the famine of hearing the words of the Lord. All right? Because if they shut down YouTube, that's a major part of, pushing them, bringing this famine of the word, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, causing it to happen. All right? And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Okay? So, we've been saying, since 2020 kicked off, that this word, as precious as it is, and as in abundance as it's going out, is not going to be in circulation, for too much longer. Okay? Because it's coming to the time where the Lord is going to take his men off the streets, and all these videos is going up, is only going to be for a limited amount of time. So Joachim, that's newly coming into the faith or whatnot, now's the time to really get as much of his word as you possibly can. And, not just watch videos, but also make sure that you're doing your own studying. All right? As you're watching videos, take your notes, so that way you'll learn the precepts as you go along. Okay? So with that, I say shalom.